Alright folks, welcome. So, some of you guys insisted that we take a look at this Tarmac Works Bentley Continental GT3. This was the exclusive, or one of the two exclusives for HEC 2026 from Tarmac Works. I have a feeling they might release this one later as just a global release. They do that sometimes with their event models, or sometimes they'll have some left over and they will just like divvy them up between all their distribution. So like it's possible that these do pop up at a later time, maybe like another regular release somewhere down the line with different packaging. I don't really know. Tarmac Works has been kind of weird about that lately, but I didn't want to miss out on it. I paid, it's up on screen, I paid $40 for this one. So not a bad price in my opinion. Yeah, a bit more than retail price for like a standard release, but I didn't think that was too bad for an event model. And I've also been really looking forward to these this casting from Tarmac Works, so I'm pretty happy with the price I paid. Now we just got to see if it's good. I also do have the Mini GT here. We're going to do a comparison video tonight. I was thinking about just reviewing this, but I figured, you know what, let's just do a comparison because we do have the Mini GT version. So this is Mini GT number 238. This is an old one. This one, I don't know the exact year it came out, but I think it was probably back in like 2021, maybe 2022. No, it was probably 2021 that this came out. So this one's pretty old, so we have to keep that in mind. But yeah, Bentley Continental GT3 number 7, Bentley Team M Sport 2020 Liqui Moly Bathurst 12-hour winner. So yeah, both of them are the same exact car from the same exact race. I've got the Mini GT right here. I believe I've reviewed the Mini GT before. I honestly can't remember. I know I've looked at some of these GT3 Bentleys before, but I love them. And the funny thing is, they used to not be popular at all. I remember a few years ago, these GT3 Bentleys from Mini GT, like they could not sell. Like I used to see them on eBay for like way less than retail price. Well, I mean, retail price did used to be a little bit less, but I used to see these GT3 Bentleys sit on eBay for like $7 or $8 plus shipping. I actually do have some more of them. I guess I'll put in the background too. I have most of them from Mini GT. I am missing the Pop Race collab one, and I'm also missing the two test cars. But other than that, I have all 5 of the actual race cars they did. There was some stuff on the Tarmac Works packaging, just CLDC exclusive sticker and some other stuff, but yeah, so here it is. I do like the packaging that they did for this one. It's kind of in like a chromish green type color, like a reflective green. I like the angles and like the cutouts and stuff. It kind of goes with the diamonds that are on the car. So I do like the packaging. They also do have the track like kind of blurred in the background with the tarmac underneath. Just really, I really like the way Tarmac Works does their packaging most of the time. So yeah, there's that. And then of course, aside from that, it's pretty much just standard Tarmac Works, nothing too special. Here's the information on the bottom. It is licensed by Bentley, which is good. And then there's the information right there. Again, it's the Bentley Continental GT3 from the 12-hour Bathurst race in 2020. This is the car that won. So yeah, very cool. Standard acrylic with the base. We'll go ahead and take it off. I'll just need to be very careful with it because it does have a couple very fragile looking antennas on the top of the car, so I don't want to break those off. But yeah, the base is pretty cool for this one. I do like when they do like the actual tarmac on the bottom of it. It's pretty cool. So there's the checker flag and everything. So yeah, there's that. So the first thing I noticed about these is the colors are quite different. So you'll notice that the Mini GT is a much brighter shade of green, and then it has a gunmetal gray metallic as the accent with the green color. The Tarmac Works is a little bit of a darker green color. They're both metallic paints, by the way. But instead of doing that gray color, they did dark green, like a dark forest green, to accent the lighter color. I'm honestly not sure which one is accurate. Well, I don't know which one is accurate color-wise as far as the gray and dark green accent colors. I was looking at photos before I sat down to record this, and I didn't notice that they were different like that. So that is one thing to kind of keep note of. I really don't know. However, for the main green colors, I don't think either of these are terribly accurate. But it also just kind of depends on what the lighting looks like in the photos that you look up. So I'll put a couple photos up on the left right here. In these two photos, the Mini GT's color looks really accurate. Like that much brighter green color looks more accurate on the Mini GT. However, in these photos, I almost kind of think that the Tarmac Works' green color looks more accurate. Maybe the Tarmac Works is still like a little bit too dark. Maybe it should be just a tad lighter green, but honestly, I don't think either of them like nailed the green color, so I think it's kind of a wash there. But just to note, they are very different in terms of the main color of the car, and then also that accent color. Shit, I should have noticed that before I started recording. Obviously, I'll put a photo up, and you guys will probably see which one is more accurate, or neither. I guess maybe they did like maybe it was like black. I don't know. But yeah, so that is one thing I thought was interesting, is the colors are not they do not line up. As far as the bases go, the Mini GT is metal, and the Tarmac Works is plastic. And I'm actually noticing, isn't that the old Tarmac Works logo, or am I tripping? Yeah, no, that's the old Tarmac Works logo. What the hell? I wonder how long these have been in development for. This is the old Tarmac Works logo from like 4 or 5 years ago, I'm pretty sure. Maybe even longer than that. Maybe like 6 years ago. So yeah, plastic base, old Tarmac Works logo. So that already is interesting. It does have the name of the car on the bottom. So the Tarmac Works is very lightweight. The Mini GT feels very nice in terms of weight. As for the rolling, the Mini GT will roll very nicely. The Tarmac Works is not going to roll at all. So you get a plastic base and it does not roll. However, you do trade that off because you do get nice brake details and tire printing. Well, I mean, the Mini GTs, if they released them today, would have tire printing as well, but you get nice brake details in there. And the Mini GT does not have the tire printing either. So you're basically trading rolling and the plastic and the metal base for tire printing and brake details, which I really, really do like on the Tarmac Works. The wheels and the brakes and the tire printing and everything just looks awesome. That's one thing I always like about Tarmac Works, is they usually do a pretty good job about detailing their wheels and whatnot on their Hobby 64 stuff. So yeah, that one, it's kind of up to the individual. If you prefer a model that rolls and you don't mind it not having tire printing, because Mini GTs have never had brakes, obviously. The Tarmac Works always have, so like that's just kind of, it is what it is. It's just, you know, whatever brand you buy, that's what you get. But yeah, if you want a roller, the Mini GT, if you don't care, you want more detail, obviously that's how it's gonna be for every Tarmac Works. But I also did notice between the two, there's something Mini GT did that Tarmac Works did not do, and Mini GT actually had quite a bit of carbon fiber detailing. So you'll see down here on this side skirt, that's all carbon fiber. There's a little bit of carbon fiber in that panel at the front corner of the window, and then also this panel in where the rear window would be is also carbon fiber. And then obviously the wing on the back with the Bentley logo, that's all carbon, and you've got carbon fiber around the back window as well. There's some on the bottom and then a couple on those little side panels with the vents. I think one of the other ones also had carbon fiber on the rear, but yeah, quite a bit of carbon fiber on a pretty old casting, which I think this was kind of a new thing for Mini GT at the time, was including carbon fiber details. And so these, in terms of that, with how old these are, I think the Mini GT looks absolutely incredible, even though it's lacking the tire printing and whatnot. I think these Mini GTs stack up pretty well to what we get today. So like carbon fiber looks awesome. And then on the Tarmac Works, no carbon fiber, it's all just black. So the side skirt right here, it's all just black. The wing is just black, and they didn't do any of the carbon. They didn't even really, I guess the vent details are kind of there on the back ones. They're not very pronounced though. But yeah, no carbon on the Tarmac Works. Really would have liked to have seen that. If they would have added the carbon fiber areas on this, I probably would have just outright said that I think this is better than the Mini GT. But since the Mini GT did all that, I actually kind of prefer the Mini GT. I think it looks a little bit better with that carbon. Like, if you're looking at it from the side profile, yeah, the Tarmac Works looks better. If you're looking at it from the top, I think the Mini GT looks better. So it kind of just is what it is. Obviously, Tarmac Works has the two little antennas on the top. I could honestly care less about them. It's just one more thing to break, and they also, antennas just don't really scale well. I think Tarmac Works does a better job than most brands with their, like, how thin their antennas are, but yeah, that part doesn't really, I don't think that matters too much. Here are the rear ends. So again, you'll see that the Mini GT is metallic gray. The Tarmac Works is dark green. Like I said, I don't recall seeing what was on the real car. They look good in their own respective rights, but I do notice that the Tarmac Works has a little bit of silver accenting going around those rear taillights. It looks like they have a little peg too, which I don't really care for. That little round dark spot in the taillight lens, a lot of times that'll be a little peg that gets pushed in and glued. Not very good craftsmanship. A lot of companies have gotten away from that, and they just glue in the panels with like a glue that doesn't cause any fog or anything. At least that's what we hope for. But yeah, it looks like there might be a couple pegs. I still think the taillights look pretty good on the Tarmac Works. And then here's the Mini GT. No silver outlining around the around them, but it looks like they almost did it internally. But yeah, honestly, pretty good on the taillights in the back end. The Mini GT's taillights are a lot thicker, a lot bigger than the Tarmac Works, so I would almost think that the Tarmac Works is a little bit more accurate. But they've all got like the same logos, the Bentley stuff. Mini GT does use these little photo etched badges that they glue on, and then Tarmac Works is doing the printing. I actually kind of prefer the printing just because it's typically less room for air when making these. So yeah, they both got these green accents that come up and around, so that looks pretty good. Rear diffusers look good on both of them. Tarmac Works did put some extra detail down in this little gap right here. I don't know what all that stuff is. Mini GT's is just flat, but yeah, both have the Liqui Moly logo. They're a little bit different between them. The Liqui Moly logo is different, but yeah, overall pretty similar. There are some differences though. I think the rear end on the Tarmac Works looks a little bit more refined, but yeah, carbon fiber still plays a big factor in this too, in my opinion. There's none on the back, but here's the front end for both of them. I think this is where we kind of see like the biggest difference. So one thing that I do notice is that the Tarmac Works is a little bit taller. So if you line up these front splitters, actually we should probably, to get a real accurate test, I should probably find something flat to set them on. Do I have something flat to set them on? Here, I'll grab this Land Rover box. This should be big enough. So if we set them down, I do think that the Tarmac Works is a little bit taller. Actually, no, it doesn't look like it now. Oh, it looks like the Mini GT's, actually, I don't know. Now I'm having a hard time telling. But you'll notice that all of these front areas on the Tarmac Works are all just like vents, like mesh vents, whereas the bottom of the Mini GT is open. I don't remember which one. I don't really know which one's more accurate off the top of my head. I'll put a photo up and you can decide, and I will see later. But yeah, definitely some big differences on the front. They both have the Pirelli logos. The headlights on both of them look pretty good. I think both of them did a fair job with it. Neither of them are super foggy, which I know sometimes was an issue on the Mini GT Bentleys. You can see some nice like silver details back in that lens. So yeah, I think the headlights look good on both of them. But there's something about the front ends that they just feel like they're shaped much differently. There's the headlights on the Tarmac Works. They look pretty good as well. And then they've all got pretty much all the same logos and stuff on the front. They've both got the Mobil 1 logos in those air channels. The British flag up at the front. The number 7 in the front grille they both have. The Bentley logo is a lot bigger on the Tarmac Works. And then you're getting that separate badge on the Mini GT still. The Tarmac Works does have these little does have those little arrows actually printed into those black spots. The Mini GT's missing that. But aside from that, very similar. The windshield banners and stuff are the same. Well, I guess they're not. Mini GT did a little bit different design for the number box, and it shifted down. I don't really know where it was positioned again. I don't have like every detail of this specific car memorized, but yeah. There's this side. I don't think we've looked at this side. The exhaust on the side, I actually think Mini GTs look better. They actually have like a little bit of like a separate piece molded in there, and it's painted silver, where the Tarmac Works is just a black hole with a silver box around it, which, I mean, they both kind of have that box. Mini GT went white and Tarmac Works did silver, but I think that's because they did carbon fiber. But yeah, the Mini GT's exhausts look better. They have it on the other side as well. I just think the Mini GT looks much more realistic, a little bit more detailed as well. So yeah, the venting behind the wheel looks pretty much the same for both, just black plastic vents. Yeah, I'm not really spotting too much more to point out. They both have the names of the drivers up on the roof right there. That all looks pretty good, all the same names. So yeah. Overall, I like them both. I honestly think, at least for this release, I actually think I like the Mini GT more. Even though the Tarmac Works has brake detailing and whatnot, I actually do think I like the Mini GT more. It feels, especially considering the price. So it's hard to consider the price now because I don't know what the Mini GT version of this is going for. These actually might be around the same price. They might both be around $40, but just like going off like normal retail price, with this being, let's say, $10 and this being normal Tarmac Works price at $25, I actually feel like the Mini GT would be more worth it. So like, just kind of for future reference, when we get more releases from Tarmac Works of these, I still really, really like these Mini GT Bentleys. I think they stack up very well against these Tarmac Works. Yeah, Tarmac Works does have some extra detail, like in the wheels and stuff, and of course the antennas, which I don't think are needed. And there might be a little bit of interior color as well. Actually, I'm not really seeing anything. There might be a little bit of color in the seat, and then the roll cage is silver. Aside from that, not too much. Obviously, Mini GT's interior is all black. I don't know, I feel like even though you're getting a little bit more detail like in the wheels and stuff, I feel like the Mini GT is just more refined. And I do think, after kind of thinking about it and recalling the pictures I looked at, I think the Mini GT's color is more accurate. I think that Tarmac Works is just too dark. So, yeah, I don't know. I do like the Tarmac Works. I think the Mini GT is just a little bit of a better model overall. If this had tire printing, I don't even think I'd consider the Tarmac Works, honestly. Sure, we'd be missing brake details, but other than that, there's not really too much that this Mini GT missed that the Tarmac Works executed. Maybe a little bit better detail in the back lights, maybe make them a little bit smaller, but that's kind of nitpicky. But yeah, the carbon fiber is really kind of the one thing. Like, if the Tarmac Works would have done that, maybe I would have said that I like them both equally, but when you consider the price, with the Mini GT being a lot cheaper, at least it was a lot cheaper. Like I said, they might be the same price now. I don't know. I think the Mini GTs are still awesome. But it depends on what liveries Tarmac Works does going forward. For example, this one back here, this number 199, this one is ridiculously hard to find. It was very well done. Ridiculously hard to find, very, very expensive. So, like, if Tarmac Works does this, then yeah, obviously the Tarmac Works is going to be great for collectors to get. And I think that kind of goes with all of them. I think I can say, if you have any of these old Mini GT ones, I don't know that buying the Tarmac Works is worth it. But if you don't have any of these Mini GT ones and you can get the Tarmac Works for the same price or cheaper than the Mini GTs, I think definitely get the Tarmac Works. I think that's just going to be what it boils down to. Like, someone like me that has both of these, like, obviously I don't really need them, but I buy them for review purposes. There's not really a big point collecting wise to get both of them. I also did notice one more thing just now. The Bentley does have white accenting on the front of those wing supports, and the Mini GT does not. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. Both of them are pretty good. I like the Mini GT more. Like I really do just like the Mini GT more. Not saying the Tarmac Works is bad, but I think the Mini GT is just a little bit better considering the price and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let me know if you guys have any more questions about these. I think I pretty much covered everything. Like I said, I don't have every single little detail of these cars memorized, so I'll put some photos up like when needed. But yeah, hopefully all of you that were looking forward to seeing this, hopefully this answered your question of any questions that you had about it. So yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.